Hey, Shalom, Akim to Yabatazah. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahbashim Yahushai. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions, and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yahbashim Yahushai Waharakak Radash Barakatam Akim. Alright, I just got done watching a video of the elder Ariamla getting on a certain camp out there in Florida, and it just, it moved me to make a video to brothers out there as well. Everything that the elder was saying is 100% true. We're coming into the last days. We are in the last days, but we're coming into those last seconds, and things are getting worse and worse. The love of many shall wax cold. And it's very important to know the times, man. We got to know ourselves. We got to know. You have to be constantly watching, man, because everything is here. We know what the condition of the battle is being in this life. This is the trialing of our faith. We're put here to serve slavery, to be under servitude, to be under manifold temptations. But through that example of Yahushai overcoming those things, that's what we need, and that's what we have to do. The scriptures say a righteous man falleth down or falleth 7 times and riseth up again. Okay? So you have to keep getting up, repent, get right, and just keep pushing. And like the elder was saying, the elders, nobody's asking any of us brothers to do anything that's outside of the scriptures, man. So it's just basically it's a measuring stick, Shalaki, brothers. All right, so I want to jump out with 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. It says, Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So, you have in a marathon or whatever type of race competition there is, you have many competitors, and those competitors, they're not all the same. They have strategy. Some deal differently when it comes to trying to win and reach that finish line. But there's already set rules and regulations. You can't go push or trip another runner. You can't walk in that race. It's a race. You're running. You're depending on your strategy, but your legs are in that mode of sprinting, but in order for you to win, you have to exert or excel, accelerate, keep pushing forward more and more, even if it hurts. You see some of those runners, they hurt, man. You could tell, even when they get done running like a marathon, they're all exhausted, but they made it. You know what I'm saying? They're hurting, their heart's racing, their body temperature is high, they're hot, they may be dizzy, they may have thrown up on the way, middle of the race, and thrown up again at the end. They may have had to go see a doctor, lay in the bed for a certain amount of days just to recover, man. But at that moment, there was none of that going on. It was just straight, I got to get to the finish line. I got to win. Okay? But one receiveth the prize. And what is the price? Or the prize, Slakia, that Yahushua is telling us, is that we're going to have rest. That's it. I mean, that's what all us brothers are fighting for, man. We're tired. We're hurting. Not because of the work, it's because of what interferes with that, what tries to take us out from that. which is, like I said, the condition of the battle is being here in this life. That's what's doing that. The temptations, bills, jobs, people talking shit, scoffing, mocking. Whether they know anything about the truth, it still has an effect on your spirit. Okay? Like brothers say, just you can walk outside and you're already vexed. It's the same thing with people. They don't have to know anything about you. It just these demons. Okay? I mean, it could be anything: car issues, money, women, family, children, child support, whatever. It's all there to wear you out. Like we know that it says in Daniel that that little horn, that beast, right? He was trying to wear out the saints. So he's gonna wear out the saints. How's he gonna wear you out? Through his policies, through oppression, But you have to, like it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. It's like we know that only one brother at a time can go into the straight gate. That straight gate is a road of difficulty, and it gets hard, man, and it's scary, it's fucked up. But that's why we need Yahushua. That's why Yahushua says, "Come to me, for my yoke is light." He's a merciful power, man. He's calling. He's waiting for the elect to repent. He's waiting for all men to repent, but the elect, to get right. Set your house in order. Because I'm coming back. And when he comes back, it's gonna be, simultaneously rewarding those that are done good and bad. And whatever you're rewarded, that's just what it is, man. Some to life, some to death. Like it says in Daniel chapter 12, like it says in the Baruch chapter 4. It says, so run that you may obtain what? Salvation, that crown, victory. If a brother or an elder gives you an order, man, just do it. If you don't do it, like we always, like the elders, like we always do, we use our job situation, as a way of you understanding, or making ourselves to understand how it is with the Lord's business. Is that if Esau or a 2/3 gives you an order, right? You're under him at your job and you don't do it, what's gonna happen? You're gonna end up getting written up, verbal, written up, and then fired. Right? Or you might even just get fired. Because here in the state of Texas, it's a forget what they call it. It's like an at-will job. You know what I'm saying? Like you can come in at your will, and you can leave at your will. But guess what? It's the same thing with an employer. They can fire you at will. But there is certain lines that you can't cross. But you'll get lawsuits, and you'll have to the employer would have to pay unemployment. But that's what it is here in the state of Texas. So there is certain cases where Yahushua won't have mercy anymore, or he won't have mercy, or he'll have mercy. It's all up to his discretion. But the elect, we know that they are justified. They are going to be delivered. They are going to be forgiven, and they're going to run, because those individual elect men are going to obtain the prize. Verse 25, and every man that striveth for masteries is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Right? So I'm that word temperate, because it says that every man that striveth for masteries, right? Which is basically to be perfected, you know, masteries. So look up that word temperate. The outline of biblical usage, it says to be self-controlled, continent, to exhibit self-government, conduct, oneself temperately, and a figure drawn from athletes who is preparing themselves for the games, abstained from unwholesome food, wine, and sexual indulgence. Right, because they're setting their house in order. They're having a focused mind. Okay? Temperate, self-control of themselves, not with their surroundings. We can't control what goes on outside of what the Lord has given us. We can control ourselves. We can control certain things that the Lord has given us that will, So that's what the word temperate means, man. I'm gonna look it up just to see if we can get some more. It says relating to or denoting a region or climate characterized by mild temperatures. No. Showing oneself or showing moderation or self-restraint. Okay, so being in the truth, you have to do a lot of that. There's a lot of denying, a lot of no's that are gonna, a lot of denying yourself, and a lot of no's that you're gonna be given to people or to yourself. And when I say no's, I'm talking about the word no. Okay, N-O. All right. Let's go down here to the temperate adjective. Number 2, it says self-restrained, restrained, moderate, self-controlled, disciplined, self-denying, austere. So you have to be strict with yourself. Okay? Like a lot of people think I'm boring because I don't do the things that they do in the world. There's things that I still do. Like, I go out to the mall, I go out to watch movies, I go have, dinner, lunch, but there's a lot of other things that I don't get involved in that other people like to do. I like to be, by myself, you know what I'm saying? And just because the more people I have around me, especially people in the world, a lot of shit happens, man. A lot of shit talking shit, slipping at the mouth. You're around brothers, none of that should be going on. None of that is gonna go on. So in my situation, that's just what it is here. So that's what the word temperate means, right? So going back over here, it says that every man that striveth for masteries is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly. What does uncertainty sound like? Lack of faith, to doubt. Okay? So fight I, not as one that beateth the air. You're fighting for something versus you're just shadow boxing. You ain't really gaining any experience. It ain't profiting you anything. You ain't preparing to fight a battle. You ain't getting the proper experience. Like the elder brought out, before honor is humility. So to be humiliated, to come to that lower state, there's a lot of painstaking, a lot of pain that you go through to for your mind to develop to be that winner, that champion when you compete. All right, when presented with an obstacle and you deal with it wisely, versus a shadow boxer that has no experience, has no, they're just throwing punches, beating the air. But when they're approached with the situation, they don't know how to attack it. They're inexperienced. So elders giving, certain things like, like Facebook. Now, Facebook is another one that the elders put out a long time ago about brothers shouldn't be having, because of, a lot of bullshit that goes on, and we already know those social media things are full of sluts, and everybody's committing adultery on them, so there's things that the elders have put out that are still there, that are still in effect. All right, it says verse 27, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. See, so you have to keep your mind in check. You have to stay focused. The beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. So where does knowledge reside? In your mind. When you read Romans chapter 1, what does it say about those that were given a reprobate mind? It's because they didn't want to retain the knowledge of the Most High. Okay, so you have to I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. Okay, meaning that you rule your spirit, you rule your body, not the other way around. Okay, and that's what the elder was going into, dealing with the pride, because the flesh is contrary to the spirit. The flesh wants to be proud. The flesh wants to be about me. The spirit wants to wants to be under subjection towards Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Like I said in one of the last videos I made, the little ones, when Yahweh Shai says you have to be as a child, that's who he's looking for. That child with that faith. When he comes back, when I come, shall I find faith? Because the child, he hopes in his parents and his father and his mother to take care of him. It's the same thing with us. So it says, least that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Like the elder said, there's going to be individuals that are going to be in that time, and the Lord's going to say, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of iniquity. And you're going to be, that one is going to be, well, I prophesied, I've cast out demons, I prophesied in your name, I knew the truth. And he's going to tell you, depart from me, I never knew you. So, it's very important to remain in the fear of the Lord, man. Right? Let me see if we can find this one. I'll just bring this one out, and this will be it. This is James 4:6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. You see, the Lord, we know that he hates the pride. He hates pride. And what does pride come with? With committing those acts, the acts that are contrary to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So he resisteth you. All right, meaning that he's against you. Okay. It says, but giveth grace unto the humble. So he takes care of the humble, the lowly, the ones that are that fear him, that obey their teachers, their elders. Submit yourselves therefore to Yahweh. You see, so you have to submit yourselves. Not only to Yahweh Shem Shai, but to the brotherhood, to brothers. Whether their titles are given or not, they're brothers still. At the end of the day. Resist the devil. See, resist those temptations. Resist that pride. Resist thinking that you can do whatever you want. You know? Resist it. You have to fight against the devil, not be part of it. You can't be lukewarm. You can't have 2 feet in the world, 1 foot in the world and 1 in the truth, man. It says resist the devil and he will flee from you. You know, you have to fight against it. That's part of that, running that race, man. Because what in the race, what's going through your mind when you're going through pain? Your throat's burning. You know, you feel your chest is expanding. You want to quit. You know, it's telling you to quit. But in your mind, you can be like, this is what I trained for. All these years, this is what I trained for. All that pain that I went through, all that sweat, pain, you know, tears, blood, just to quit now. You know? It says, submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. Okay? It says, draw nigh to the Most High. So you have to stay close always to Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay? You know, it's like a sheep. You veer off too far from the shepherd, a wolf is gonna come and get you, man. The wolves are always lurking. A predator is always watching for its meal, lurking. And the sheep don't know, you know. But the Most High told the sheep on how we had to be. You know, I'm still considered a sheep, but at the same time, you have to be shepherds too. You have to be a shepherd unto your own soul. You have to be shepherd to other brothers, whether you're of a low degree. You know, it don't matter. We're all of it. An elder's still a brother. He has to shepherd over his own soul. Other brothers still have to shepherd over his own soul. It don't matter, you know. It says, draw nigh to the Most High, he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. See? So you have to purify your heart, your mind, man. That's what the word heart. It's not talking about your organ that's inside your in your chest cavity. You know? It's talking about your brain, man. Lab in the Hebrew. It says for you to cleanse that. You double-minded. Okay? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Thinking you can do whatever you want. If you've been in this thing a year, less than a year, and you're already thinking that you can do, you know, little fuck-ups and all this stuff, man, you need to chill out. You need to stop doing that shit, man. You know? The love of many has waxed cold, man. It says, be afflicted and mourn and weep. And a lot of guys, they don't want to do this. They don't want to be in that state. They want to be happy. They want to be enjoying life. They want to be with their friends. You know, they want to be going out to the bars, the clubs. They want to be drinking with 2/3, and you know, they want to be chilling and associating around 2/3 more than they want to do with the brothers. It says, let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to heaviness. Humble yourselves in the sight of Yahweh, and he shall lift you up. Right? Before honor is humility. So you have to go through all these things, man. But know that with serving Yahweh Shem Shai, it's a good thing, man. You know? It's not a thing that's there to break you or to leave you alone or empty-handed. Yahweh Shem Shai, he's not forgetful to reward you for your labor of love that you've done towards his name, for his name, and for the elect. Roughly paraphrasing it. You know? So I just wanted to bring this out, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers out there, stay strong, keep pushing as you are. You know, brothers, pray for each other, pray for me, help me out. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, we all need, you know, prayer, man. We all need, you know, because we're in the last days for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? So Satan is going hard. These 2/3 are going hard. These seducing spirits are going hard out here, man. So you have to go that much harder in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to keep you afloat. You know, like Peter, when Yahweh Shai called him out into the water, and Peter was standing on top of the waters for a short period of time, and what happened? You know, he got hit in the mind frame with uncertainty, and he fell down, started sinking, and he reached out to Yahweh Shai to bring him back up. You know, that's how it is in this world, man. You know, there's times brothers will sink down, you know, barely having their nose to get air, and then Yahweh Shai will bring you up. There's times when you're floating, you're standing on water, man. It's like you're untouchable. Nothing can stop you. You know, bringing out all kinds of precepts. You're on point with everything. You know, you just feel it. You know it. But there's times when, you know, you're in a low state.